Alright, sorry for the delay, guys. Had a little problems with my streaming software. I am in SINO, and it just started popping. Pretty nice pop here. Over $3. We're still going. Where's the next resistance at? Right here in this 310 area? Yeah, so right in this 310 area, there's some resistance. It looks like it's going to try to push through there. It's trying to, anyway. It's a very low float stock, so if it continues to get buying volume, it could rip pretty decently. Let's see, it looks like it's going to try to break through here. Yeah, it is starting to break through here. All the way up to 320 so far. Getting a little ways off of the little resistance there too. Getting a little ways off the 9 EMA though. I may lock some of this in here. See, we want to see 3 start holding up as support. See 3 cracking there a little bit. Oh no, it's trying to hold some support there, but struggling a little bit. Yeah, so see 307 is kind of where those bodies of those candles got smashed at. Starting to come back down. I might should have locked my profit in when I was way up there. Kind of wasn't expecting that big of a rip yet. That was such a quick big rip on this. I really didn't have a lot of time to think about what I was expecting this to climb a little slower, so I thought I had more time to think about where my support and resistance was and best price target, profit target, and you can see just in that 2-minute span it moved a good 20-30 cents. So I don't know, we'll see. So we are off the 9. That's what I was saying. Then when we were way up here at 320, though, we were way off the 9. I was thinking about just locking in that little $40 profit, but oh well. We'll see if this thing can keep moving or not. Let's see, where was this up in pre-market? This is all the way up at 475 in pre-market. So it does have some room to move if it keeps getting good buying volume. See, it's still testing $3. You can see that $3 holding up as some resistance. Well, it's starting to break through there a little bit. Let's see what we got. We got a minute on this 5-minute candle, so we want to see this 5-minute candle close over 3. And then I think if it can close over 3, we'll see this pop up some more. If not, it'll probably pull back down to the trend line there. This is an ugly candle. It's a very ugly candle. Got 20 seconds. Doesn't look like it's going to close over 3, so we're probably going to pull back down to the trend line. Or at least the 9. We definitely would prefer to stay above the 9. Let's see what happens. It's kind of a weird open. Just kind of opened right there beside that candle. So we got a little downtrend of a sell-off that needs to break. It needs to get back over 3 here pretty soon. We're definitely pulling back down to that 9 EMA. Yeah, we're going to pull back down to the 9 here. We want to see 275 hold as support. 275 starts cracking. It could get ugly. See, there is buyers trying to come in there and hold it above the 9. Ooh, 275 cracking a little bit here. Is that all this thing had was that one little pop? No, we're still on an uptrend, even though we just had this pretty big sell-off from way up here at 320, but starting to look a little weak at the moment. 270 starting to act as resistance. That's not good. That 270 wall needs to break down really quick. Okay, and there, that's what we wanted to see. We don't want to see any areas down here start holding as resistance. Let's see. Got a bit of a It's starting to get a little sketchy. Dropping below the 9 EMA there. Almost back down to this trend line. See, that 270 is kind of starting to kind of act as resistance. I do not like that. It's not looking good. This may end up being a loss when I should have locked it in earlier. This is getting real sketchy now. If it cracks this trend line, and it's getting real close to doing it, then that's probably going to be it for this stock. Really need to see a good amount of buyers coming in right here to hold this up. And there's not a lot of buyers coming in at this moment. Right on this trend line. Yeah, trend line's starting to crack. I'm about to have to get out here. This is most likely gonna end up being a loss. Well, some buyers did try to come in and push it up there, but this is a pretty steep sell-off too. Yeah, it's very low float, so it doesn't take a lot to make it move one way or the other. But it does move very, very quickly. That's why I was saying, after the beginning of the stream, I was up and I was up so quick. And then it just started pulling back so quick. I really didn't have much of a chance to really think about it. We are getting a little bit of buy-in. Right here on the trend line. You scalped it real quick, nice. Yeah, I should have. That's what I should have done, was just took it as a scalp. But when I initially got in it, I wasn't thinking of it as a scalp. I was thinking it could keep climbing slowly up this trend line, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it just shot straight up and kind of took me off guard there. And I was trying to get the stream going. I was having issues with the live stream, but I'd hopped in this and I was just watching it slowly move. And then I got the stream going and all of a sudden it just popped. You see us get back over 270 real soon here. If not, this trend line's going to crack. It's looking real sketchy at the moment. So we need to stop testing this trend line. I'm concerned if this trend line cracks that it's going to drop hard. Yeah, this is looking like this is about to crack. See if this 260 can hold up. There's buyers sitting there, but they're slowly getting taken out. They're trying to hold it. The buyers are trying to hold the trend line. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to hold it down to 240. I'm seconds away from getting out of this if this doesn't start popping back up. So I'm not holding it with this trend line cracking. Yeah, looks like, let's see. I'm about to hop out here. Very close to hopping out here. This trend line is getting ugly. See, 255 is trying to hold us some support. Try to give it a chance to hold that. Nope, that's not holding. So I'm about to get out of this. Giving this just half a second to see if it's going to pop back up any. But that is about as long as I want to hold it. So I'm slowly creeping back up. I was just about to hit the sell. Like I mean, real close. But see, its trend line cracked. The odds of it getting back above that trend line are not very good. So at the bottom of that 253. But sometimes you'll have a trend line crack for a second and then the stock come back, creep itself back up above the trend line. So that's why I'm trying to give it just a chance here. But I'm about to put in a stop loss. So if it drops, we'll see. 253, yeah, so if it drops below 253, then I want to be out of this. Yeah, I'm getting out of this. Alright, there we go. So you can see right there, as soon as it started dropping below 253, cracking hard now. So what a wonky move on this stock. Oops. Got a decent little, got a nice little pop there, then just selling completely off. Just one quick move. Interesting. Alright, let's see. Let's check out Acre. I saw Acre was moving earlier. So I had a little flag there. Right now, let's see. We're running into let's see, what was it, 295 on this 100-day. If it can break over 3, though, it does have room up to 450. Looks like probably a little resistance at 325. 310, good bit. 362, there's a gap to fill. Or 356. Yeah, Acre's got some potential, but there's a little bit of resistance along the way. Nice upward consolidation. Yeah, it's looking good. It's looking decent at the moment. Kind of got some resistance right there at this 284 area. That's holding the stock down. Right in that 284 to 290. And I would say, and this is actually a triangle right here on the 1 minute, so we're right at the tippy tip. I would say this is probably going to pop here if it breaks over 285, 290. I don't think I have any funds left. No, I don't. For some reason, my funds are acting wonky. Because most of my funds should be settled, and only half of my funds were settled today. So I don't know what's going on. It's like one of the days of my funds was like delayed a day, and it's messing up everything. So I can't make another trade, but same thing happened on yours. Okay, so it's not just me then. It's kind of throwing the rhythm out of my splitting my account. Yeah, I don't know. That's a weird thing. I don't know why they or what happened with that. Let's see. Testing that 284, 85 area. This is getting real close to breaking out. And you see just a little bit more buying push through because there's a lot of selling pressure in this area between 285 and $3. Let's see how much. Let's see. So this candle's got a minute and a half. Here it goes, starting to pop a little bit. There it goes. It was a quick little pop though to 294. But it is breaking the triangle right now. But like I said, you're gonna run into that 100-day, which is at that 295 area, which is right where it got rejected at. And you're gonna run into 3, so it's got to break through those too. It's gonna need a big volume push because you got to break through that, kind of like 3 levels of resistance right here that are all together. Pulling back a little bit. You want to see that 285 start to hold that support because that was strong resistance. So this line right here, you want to see that hold, but it's cracking pretty hard. Look at this. Nasty little pullback. Can't draw a bombless triangle for nothing. So this got rejected pretty hard off that 100-day moving average. I don't know. I don't know if Acre's going to be able to break over all that resistance or not. I mean, this is a lot of resistance right in this area. Like if you actually draw it out and look at it, you've got a ceiling, 3 different resistance areas that's got to break. Two for three on scalping Acre. Oh, did you go on another scalp there? It looked like it was going to break. So if you took that break as a scalp, that wasn't a bad play. It just got rejected so hard. Just all this resistance ahead. That's the only concern with this. If it starts breaking out, it's going to need a lot of volume, a lot of buyers to push through all of this resistance. But once it gets through there, let's see, it looks like there's a little bit more at 3. And then you got some at 310. Yeah, so you even got a little more resistance at 310. I don't know. I don't like how much resistance is ahead of this at the moment. Because you basically, it looks like this. It's a lot of resistance to get through. It could. It might take it a little while. Might have to consolidate because it is a lot of resistance. If it can get through all of this resistance, though, it does have room to move up to that 360 where that gap is kind of back there. And then 200-day moving average is at 450, so possibly could get a move up there, but this is a lot of resistance ahead of this. Let's see how CEI is doing. CEI just kind of man along. IMAC got a big pop out the gate, been selling off since, but IMAC on this trend line, if that trend line continues to hold up, that may be something possible to take a look at in the next 10 minutes or so. SINO just dying after that quick little pop. SYPR, kind of the same thing, getting a quick pop and then dying off. Acre looking like it's trying to hold up its 265 area. Yeah, right where the 9 EMA is at. If it starts pushing back up to that resistance, it might try to go for it again. Might try to break through again. If IMAC had earnings. CCMD. That's kind of interesting. So right now, this is bouncing, is sitting right on the 200-day moving average. You have a bit of a downtrend. It's kind of sitting on it right there at 238. Could be a possible play there. Looks like they got decent news. They got a cooperation agreement. If it can hold above that 200-day, I mean, it's got some room to move because it's above all indicators at the moment. There we go. And this thing has made some big moves, but it sells off pretty quick after it makes a move, so I don't know if it'll do anything or not. But it's just kind of interesting. It's like right there above the 200. Yeah, Acre's still selling off after that rejection. See, IMAX up 100%. But you can see it's still holding that trend line. So possible bounce play off of this trend line if it continues to hold. ZMCD, where did it go? I was looking at that. Oh, down to that 2. Yeah, that would have been a good spot if it could have got it down there. But if the 200-day moving average starts holding that support, starts looking at strong support, it could be a possible play. But right at the moment, it's kind of sketchy because it's tested it. And it just did get rejected at this downtrend here. So it may keep selling off. It may get down to that $2 area if it doesn't turn around here soon. Volume's a little low. See a little bit more buying volume on IMAC here if it's going to hold up this support or this trend line. Right now it's starting to look like it may crack this trend line. Yeah, there you go. You can see it cracking. So couldn't hold. So what's going on with the SPY? Is the SPY doing wonky stuff? Yeah, the SPY's kind of... It's moving in an upward direction, but it's got some pretty erratic moves there. You can especially see it on the 1 minute. Overall market. Dip, pop, dip, pop, dip, pop, dip. It's kind of a decent amount of volatility today, really, in the market to see it kind of like this up and down. But there's a lot of volume. Yeah, Acres just dying, just getting rejected so hard at that major resistance areas. IMAC most likely going to continue to sell off. It's only got a couple of minutes to try to get back above this uptrend, the uptrend line, and start holding. But most likely this uptrend line is going to start acting as resistance. As you can see there, 160 kind of acting like some resistance. Give me just a second, guys. I'll be right back. I think I muted my mic there on accident. But IMAC looks like it's gonna crack pretty hard off this trend line crack. It's trying to get back there, but it looks like it's gonna probably sell off here soon. There's a good bit of buyers there at 158 trying to hold it up, but a couple more minutes it might get back above the trend line, but I don't know. It just doesn't look like it's going to. It looks like it's struggling to. Let's look at Acre again. Acre's still VXRT. Pop over the VXRT, see what's going on with that. Yeah, I mean, you got pre-market high at 570. But then you got the 50 and the 100-day right there, both in that 6 area. And 6 itself is going to be resistance. So this is another one that's got quite a bit of resistance ahead of it. And they're talking about their COVID vaccine. It says successful in hamsters. Yeah, I mean this is a lot of resistance ahead of this. This is pretty much almost similar to Acre. I really don't like setups where there's that much resistance ahead. You're also going to have downtrend resistance, right? Right in the area too, so a lot of resistance ahead of it. It possibly could pop. I don't know how excited people are going to be about successful trials in hamsters, but real quick, while that's looking right there, I took the loss on SINO. Took the loss yesterday on the other plays, so I'm 2 for 4 this week. But because I kept my losses pretty small, this one was a little high more than I wanted. But because I kept my losses pretty small, I'm still up on the week. So that's the, even though I'm 2 out of 4, I'm still up $100. So that's the important of keeping your losses small. Like, you don't have to win 4 out of 4 trades to make money in the stock market. You just got to win 2 out of 4 and make sure those losses are small losses. So you don't have to be the most consistent person in the world. You just got to be consistent with your stop losses and your entries. But because I don't have any more funds, we'll go stream about 10-15 minutes here. See if VXRT is going to try to break out of this resistance it's got. I would also be a little, cautious of it when it breaks this resistance, because we did see, on Acre where it started to look like it was going to pop and then it crashed down. SINO got that big quick pop and then it just crashed down. So we're seeing kind of a lot of that today. A little bit of these fake outs. Now this ran yesterday big in pre-market, or not pre-market, but post-market and after hours. Huge rip on this up from 5 up to 15, and then it sold off quite a bit. Not really doing anything today. Pop back over to VXRT here. It's got decently consistent volume, but it's going to need a pretty big volume push. What's the float on this? Oh yeah, the float's pretty big too. So I mean, it's going to need a lot of volume to push through all this resistance. Let's see, IMAX starting to slowly get back. If it can get back and hold that trend line, there still may be something there, but if you go back and look, you can see the uptrend line is all the way down at $495. It's a little ways off of that. And you can see just getting close to that pre-market high, it's sellers are pushing it down. I'd be very surprised if this actually made a big move. iMac doesn't have hardly has any volume though, so. I'm going to remove all these lines of resistance. We know they're there, but let's see what happens here. We'll give the stream a few more minutes here and see if this is going to do anything. And it's about the only thing that's doing anything, but still I don't think it's going to break through that resistance. Some buying, a little bit of buying coming in there at 560. Trying to hold it up. I mean, it's still above the 9. It could just slowly climb all day, possibly. It's starting to push down a little bit though. It's this little downtrend that's formed on it. Yeah, 560 starting to act as resistance. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna break. I said I'd be very surprised. As you can see, it got rejected at the downtrend again, so sellers got a hold of it right at the moment. As far as in this 1 minute, overall, the buyers look like they got control, but at the moment, sellers look like they're controlling the immediate show here. So, alright, guys, I'm gonna call it a day. Appreciate everybody joining me as always. Sorry for the delay on the stream this morning. Took a while to get some issues with the software worked out. We may be back tomorrow. I'm not sure yet, but tomorrow is Friday. It's been kind of sketchy the second half of this week, so I don't know. But yeah, you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe out there. Until next time.